The compression ring will never need another pillar. Not next week, not next month, ever. On site, that got confirmed twice. Once by the crew, once by a producer who stopped mid-walkthrough just to make sure it landed. That's not the only thing that changed this week. Barça released 19 new photos, and for the first time, the inside of this stadium looks like a stadium crests built into walls. A press room set up for 300 journalists. 2 stories, 1 site. We're covering both. Goal Sur is where the concrete pump has lived for days. Pause for now, but parked next to a mixer that suggests it's not done for long. Around the corner, a worker polishes a freshly placed pillar, smooth the kind of detail, past that only happens once structural work is behind it. But the real story here is cable work. 3 separate lift platforms are running green cables to LED spotlights across this zone simultaneously. Some sections finished, others still bare wire. It's methodical, not glamorous. And it's not finished because right next to all that progress sits the first lattice panel installed here, already dented, a small reminder that speed and care don't always arrive together. Barça released 19 new photos this week, and for the first time, the interior isn't a construction zone anymore. It's starting to look like a stadium. One corridor shot shows the club's blue and red running floor to ceiling, crests built into the walls, screens set into the corridor itself. The changing room area is further along than the outside work suggests. A large FCB crest spans the ceiling above a seating area that's clearly meant to be lived in, not just finished. The press room gets its own treatment too, 300 journalists, with a setup position for post-game interviews at the far wall. But the club didn't crop out the rest. Scaffolding's still visible in places. Concrete's still exposed in others. It's a preview, not a reveal progress with the seams still showing. Here's the thing about last pillar. It undersells itself. This is the one that closes out an entire phase of construction. No more pillars for the compression ring, period, full stop. On site, it's confirmed twice. Once by the crew, once by a producer who happened to be walking through and made a point of saying so. 2 radial beams remain. A handful of boxes are still being lifted and bolted into place. But every pillar this ring will ever have is now standing. The joining of the 2 halves, the moment this whole sequence has been building toward, suddenly feels close. Closer, maybe, than the original end of August timeline suggested. Underneath the diamond structure, the work looks less dramatic but moves just as fast. Crews are breaking ground and laying block walls in a corner that rarely gets camera time. Framework already going up for the next concrete pour. It's proof that nobody's working is almost never true here. It just means nobody's working where you happen to be looking. Reinforcement rods are going into a nearby beam too. Marks already visible where more are planned above. Nobody on site seems totally sure what the rods are for. That mystery isn't staying unsolved for long, because 2 levels up, an answer to a different open question just got installed. Yesterday's half-finished sandwich panel install on the 2nd level of the cores is now fully wrapped up, every panel in place overnight. Work continuing on top of them already with reinforcement bars going in. To the right though, the punch list is still long. Painting, interior work, a worker inside the scaffolding, handling finishing details most viewers will never see close up. A lift platform crew works nearby on LED sections, unconnected to the panel team, but sharing the same stretch of structure. Formwork nearby didn't get cleared. Like expected, it's sitting in the middle of the shot, a small inconvenience that's actually a clue about where attention is going next. That formwork detour leads somewhere. The diamond structure that's been standing still for what feels like weeks is finally moving. Block walls are built, reinforcement is framed, and formwork is going up on top of it right now. It's not fast, and it's not clean. Cable rolls are stacked everywhere nearby, and this corner still needs anchors and ceiling paint in sections that haven't been touched. But standing still doesn't apply here anymore. The diamond is officially active again, and everything nearby, the wiring, the reinforcement, the half-finished paint, is about to make a lot more sense once you see where the slats stand. Along the side area, slat installation is visibly ahead of where LED cabling stands. The lights themselves are mostly in, but plenty still need those green cables connected before they're functional. It's steady progress, not a breakthrough. The bigger note is logistical. Leftover formwork here has to move all the way to the stands eventually, which means switching it from one tower crane to another, a genuinely heavy lift disguised as routine housekeeping. Contrast that with what's happening across the site in Goal Norte, where for once, almost nothing is happening at all. Goal Norte has been calm for days. No new sandwich panels at the main traffic points, no aerial platforms working the area, LED spotlights that haven't reached here yet, even though they're everywhere else on site. That calm doesn't hold though. Near the corner by the stands, a new box gets lifted into position, notably large despite earlier expectations that boxes would shrink as installation moved toward the stand's middle sections. It joins a radial beam and another box already staged from the day before. Two cranes are working this stretch in tandem, one covering what it can reach, the other set to finish what's beyond it. Pull all of it together, and the picture is this. The last pillar is in, permanently closing out pillar construction for the compression ring. Two radial beams remain. A handful of boxes, some large, some newly smaller, as the sequence moves toward the stand's center, are still being lifted, aligned and bolted with millimeter precision. A genuinely complex task, with the radial beam now in the way on one side. Sandwich panels on the second level are finished. The diamond structure is active again after standing still for weeks. And the joining of the two halves of the ring, the moment this whole storyline has been pointed at, might land sooner than the end of August estimate that's been floating around. Next week, video picks up exactly where this one left off, right at that corner. If you think you know when these two halves of the ring finally connect, drop your guess in the comments below, because even the crew on site isn't totally sure anymore.